Howdy, y'all. So, just for those who do not know, I am an empath. I am able to feel and sense other people's emotions as if they were my own. For me, it's not just the emotions I'm able to feel, I'm also able to feel the physical ailments. So, if I am next to somebody or near somebody that I am close to, I can physically feel what they are feeling. So, per se, if someone is exhausted or in pain, I can feel their exhaustion, but I can also pick up bits and pieces of their pain as well. But I can also feel their joy and their happiness radiating off them, because with that also comes a great warmth. So the other day I was actually talking with someone and they were crying happy tears. And it wasn't until, I want to say about 5-10 seconds later, I could actually feel the tears streaming down my face because I was picking up that emotion from them as well. It's really weird. But as I'm learning, as I'm growing, it's something that I'm starting to realize. That is a part of who I am. Yes, it is not easy. But at the same time, for me, once I realize that I feel somebody else's emotions within me, usually when it's bad or negative, or just I've had bits and pieces of somebody's personality energy actually enter my energetic field, and I was able to pick up onto it quickly and think, that's not my energy. So I had to collect myself, take a moment, breathe, and just gently push it back to make it easier for me to continue communicating with them. Granted, it was yeah, very interesting. I've only had that happen a handful of times. There's also been a couple times where my energy has been overrun by somebody with a very heavy, very negative energy. It wasn't until months later that I actually had to take a step back away from that person in order to regain my own energy. That way I could be myself again, instead of constantly taking in their energy. For that one, I actually had help from, I believe it was an archangel. I recall in my mind's eye seeing a white room, a very, very white area. And I tried to sever the connection on my own, but it was so tightly and thickly bound that one of the archangels actually had to sever it. When that happened, I actually felt a massive weight be lifted off of my shoulders. Like I was able to breathe again. This can happen, especially if you do go close to someone who does have that negative energy or that heavy energy in general. So do keep that in mind as well, to watch out for that. Squirrel, back to topic, empathy. So, yeah, you're able to feel emotions, physical elements. I've actually heard that there are empaths that are actually able to feel the energies within the earth and also the energies of animals and stuff. As I go to turn to say my cat's over there, because he's usually sitting there. Yeah, so every empath has it a little bit differently. So there's not one quote and done set thing with it. But as you learn to grow, as you learn to See, oh, I am picking up this from this. Okay, how can I help? Or what can I do to lessen the effect? Part of that is protecting our own energy and casting off the energy that is not yours and sending it back to who it actually belongs to. Yeah, so that's a little bit of the things that I've noticed while being an empath and how I've been able to grow and develop with the different energies and stuff. So yes, you can get overwhelmed. Sometimes it could be a bit more than other people because you're constantly taking in the energy while also expelling your own. So if you're an empath and you're working in a very, very high traffic area, make sure to guard your energy. And to keep it safe. Sometimes my mind does not communicate with my tongue very well. Workplace, high traffic. So with the high traffic, you gotta make sure, like for me, I usually wear amethyst. I also wear tiger's eye. So this one I actually have a tiger's eye and a couple of other gems. I also have amethyst on my wrist as well. Same with this one right here. The amethyst actually helps block out some of the energies that are coming towards you. It also can dull that empath part of you as well. It's always going to still be there. There's always going to be little bits here and there, especially if you're close to the person. So for me, I usually wear both these, one for the emotional and physical aspect, but also I wear the tiger's eye and the protection bracelet because I've actually felt and been physically taunted and almost physically taken over by a dark and negative spirit because they were taking over the home. This is something that I felt. So one of the nights when I was doing grave, I actually had one of my obsidian necklaces with a protection rune on it, and I wore it to help keep me safe while I was out of the house. Which not only in turn helped protected me, but it also stopped whatever was trying to take a hold of me. Yeah. But that aspect is something new that I'm starting to learn. So, something I'll explain later in a different video. Talk about that later. Yeah. If you're getting overwhelmed as an empath, take a breath, recenter, refine yourself, and go back into what you're doing. If you're still overwhelmed, I would take a step away. More than just a couple minutes. Just say, if you're with a group of friends or out and about, I would suggest telling the person that you're with, saying, hey, I'm sorry, I need to head out, this is a little overwhelming for me. Some people would understand it, some people won't, depending on who it is. But yeah, stay strong, remember, be yourself, and work with your empathic abilities. And don't be afraid of them either. They're really a part of who you are and just part of how you're going to be able to live and breathe within this world, within this planetary system. It's going to be okay. You got this. Just remember, breathe in and out. recenter yourself, and take the time that you need.